Hello everybody, I am Sydney. This is Amber from Just Cuz. Today we're doing a Netflix slash TV show slash movie recommendations that we thought, why not? Whoa, that was a weird sound. We thought, why not?
Most of these you can find on Netflix. Some of them will tell you where you can find them.
Pretty much just want to say, this lighting is not super cute. We've been messing around with it for probably 15 minutes and it's the best we're going to get. I guess the first one, so we'll move over a little bit and then put the Google information synopsis thing right here so that you can take a look at it and then look it up yourself. So the first one that we have is a show called Code Black, which I'm gonna pull it up so I can read it along. Alright, so Code Black, it only was on for 3 seasons.
Medical YouTubers that are actually doctors, when
they say
review,
it's one of the most accurate ones.
it's one of the most accurate.
And of course, it's one that got canceled because it didn't
bring in a lot of drama or something. So, Code Black was one of our favorite shows back in high school. Is there a brief synopsis of it?
Yeah, it says, based on the award-winning documentary of the same name, this medical drama follows the staff members in the nation's busiest emergency room as they cope with a staggering influx of patients which can outweigh their limited resources, and will let you keep going. It's literally, Code Black is if they say Code Red, it's for some sort of thing. Code Black is when they have an influx of patients, they don't have enough doctors. So that's how they started off. It's a really, really good show. They got some really good actors coming in. Cameron Boyce was in it at one point. That was so sad. Rest in peace. But, it started in 2015, ended in 2018, but overall, really good choice. Unfortunately, I don't think this one is on Netflix. I think you have to actually find it on demand or some other way. But yeah. Next is Amber's favorite at the moment.
Okay, so I've been watching Jane the Virgin, and I honestly don't even really know how I got started in this, but let's just say the only reason it's really
the editing style
is very unique. They have
awesome.
it because it's a Spanish-based TV show, so one character only speaks Spanish in it, so you have to read the subtitles. But the fact that every single time a person is reintroduced or a new person is added, they make it a cut scene or a whatever it is, free screen or something like that, and they give you an introduction of who the person is, and it just makes it so much funnier. So I definitely recommend Jane the Virgin.
Amber got me hooked on it. I'm actually in the middle. I just started season 3, and I kind of just started watching it a couple weeks back. So it's not super great, but basically Amber will say the synopsis.
Okay, so the daughter of a teen mother, Jane Villanueva, grew up determined not to repeat her mother's mistakes. At 23, her life is on track. Jane is studying to be a teacher and engaged to a handsome detective who supports her decisions to remain a virgin until marriage. Then a routine clinic visit flips her life upside down, inseminated by a specimen meant for a patient in the next room. Blah.
Yeah, what's also really good is that they fit so much into an episode.
They really do.
The first episode,
it's worth it.
The first episode, you might be oh my god, is there more? But it's really good. It's totally worth it. It's something that you can spend hours watching and
it's good.
Keep watching. So that started in 2014, ended in 2019, but so good, and the actors are amazing. We haven't watched this in a hot minute, but we were obsessed with it when we watched it for the first time. It's called The Flash. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's just a superhero show. You can find it on Netflix.
Okay, let's be realistic. The only reason we started watching was for Grant Gustin. It's a really good show.
It has 7 seasons. I think it's still on, actually. Back to The Flash. It's been on since 2014. It's got Grant Gustin in it. He was on the show Glee for a little bit. He played the mortal enemy.
No.
Oh my gosh,
what's his name?
Sebastian? But yeah, so let me see if I can find an overview. At 11, Barry Allen's life changed completely when his mother died of a freak accident and his innocent father was convicted of her murder. Wrongful convictions! Orphaned Barry later becomes Detective Joe West. Orphaned Barry later becomes Detective Joe West.
That's not right.
That doesn't make any sense. This is wrong.
Well, it's adopted by Joe West.
Right? Whatever, you guys can watch it. He's a forensic scientist and he's a superhero and he's trying to hold a secret and yeah. Very good. Next is Amber's ultimate favorite show.
I have loved this show since I was 9.
Wait.
That was so crisp. NCIS. NCIS is just surrounded by this special agent named Leroy Jethro Gibbs, and they call him Gibbs, and he has a team, and they go and solve crimes, and
It's for Navy Criminal Investigative Service, I think.
yes, so they work with Marines and the Navy, and they help figure out who has murdered Marines and Navy sailors.
It's been on for 18 seasons, so if you want to have a really long-running show that's really good,
There you
that
go.
also doesn't really follow too much of a story, like it's a bunch of different, things, then, like, but it does have, like,
There's
cute,
some
like,
romance
and all that stuff, so I'd say go for it. 18 seasons. How many episodes?
25 or 22 to 25 episodes each season. It's a really good show.
Next is Criminal Minds. I honestly haven't watched it in so long, but it's one of those shows where if it's on TV, I will immediately click on it because it's just so enjoyable. Like, all the characters work so well together. It's just a good storyline. I'm sure most of y'all have heard of it already. If you haven't, you'll see the thing right here. That's been on for how many seasons? That's been on for 15 seasons.
And it ended, actually.
Yeah, ended last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Next is one of my personal favorites to watch at night because I feel like it always comes on at night. It's called Forensic Files, and if you're like me, I love forensics. It goes through the case of someone who's been killed, how they solved it with, forensic analysis and all that stuff. Really, really good. Excuse me. It's been on for 14 seasons. Forensic Files actually stopped airing in 2011, but it was on for 14 seasons, so you got plenty to look at. Next is a show that Drew and I, binged watched, and I didn't think I was gonna like it, because Avatar just sounds Avatar. This one is the cartoon that was, aired, so long ago. Let me look it up. That was on, in 2005. It's a family series. It's literally for kids. It has 3 seasons. I'm not even joking. It was so good. So good. And I didn't think I was gonna like it. And it's just basically the world is divided into 4 nations: the Water Tribe, the Earth Kingdom, Fire Nation, and the Air Nomads, each represented by a natural element for which the nation is named. Benders have the ability to control and manipulate the element from their nation. Only the Avatar is the master of all 4 elements. The ruthless Fire Nation wants to conquer the world, but only the Bender who has enough power. The Avatar has disappeared until now. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, they're just trying to get, his name is Aang, that's the Avatar, and he is carried around the world to master all the elements by his friends. So yeah, it's a really good show. Highly recommend it. And then going off of that, The Legend of Korra, I think was based off of that one. Was another in 2012, 4 seasons. And this is a follow-up to the Avatar. So it's set 70 years after Avatar and follows Korra, who's the next Avatar after Aang. And so basically, it's a more modern version where she's literally in Republic City. It's more New York City, but it's also in the back, probably I think 1920s. So they had the cars where they stick figures and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd say go for it. It's really interesting.
So I will go. As you can see, I got really into Grey's Anatomy. This shirt, I don't know if I think it'll be inverted, but if you can't read it, it's a beautiful day to save lives. Which is
Miranda made that for Amber.
Yes, Miranda made this for me, and I got really into Grey's Anatomy over the last summer, and
nonstop.
Yeah,
that's all that she was watching.
And then I got my mom hooked for a bit, but she didn't finish it. My dad finished. Well,
he binged it.
He got ahead of me because we started school, and
he started much later.
Yeah. But it's okay, it is so dramatic and so extra, but it really sucks you in. And I didn't want to be the person that says that they watched Grey's Anatomy, but I decided to watch the first season because it was only 10 episodes. And I think I watched it in a day and a half. It was just so intriguing and enjoyable. So
I will say, when I was in the room with her watching, I couldn't take my eyes off the screen.
Yeah,
but I never myself watched it.
It's so eye-catching, and all the storylines, they just melt together, and oh my gosh, the amount of people that are related through things, oh yeah, baby daddy, related through adoption, all that kind of stuff. So it's a good series.
Next is one of my all-time favorite shows, Shameless, which just ended, actually. So sad. Shameless is a very mature, if you're looking for inappropriate stuff, then that's probably your show. But
is it rated R?
It is rated mature, I think. Basically, it was on for 11 seasons, so you got plenty of,
Really?
Yeah. it started in 2011. So it says Oscar-nominated actor William H. Macy stars as Frank Gallagher, a single father of 6 who spends much of his free time drinking at bars. The Gallagher children, led by oldest daughter Fiona Emmy Rossum, who takes on much of the child-rearing responsibilities due to her mother's absence, manage to raise themselves in spite of Frank's lack of parenting and usual parenting style when he does choose to act like a father. It's just like the most intense show where it's like the most unperfect family, but how like well they work together, all the drama. It's a really dramatic show, just so much storyline, and I like it how they do make the characters like explore like their sexuality, which is something that like, you know, nowadays like you look more into. So if you're really looking for that, they do have like homosexuality and all that stuff. So like highly recommend. And yeah.
And the last show we have is Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai!
So we weren't really the Karate Kid kind of people back in the day, but it's a good show. And actually our coworker recommended it to us.
Yeah, I heard it so many times back in September of last year, and they were just like, you gotta watch it. And so I actually watched it in January of this year and sped through it. Because, you know, there's not that much in each episode, but, like, there's, like, 3 seasons. And you just, like, go through it because it's just so addicting. The first couple episodes...
The first episode, you're like, what is this?
Happening?
But then after, like, 2 or 3 episodes in, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's from 2018. It's action fiction. They got a lot of fighting in it. So it says, 34 years after the events of the 1984 All-Valley Karate Tournament, a down-and-out Johnny Lawrence seeks redemption by reopening the infamous Cobra Kai dojo, reigniting his rivalry with a now successful Daniel LaRusso. So yeah, and you know, they got Xolo Maridueña. I really don't think I said that right. He's like perfect for the role of Miguel. So like, I'd say watch it. It's good.
Really good. So yeah, those are our TV recommendation or TV show recommendations. All of those you can find on Netflix. I'm not sure if you'll be able to find all of the seasons on Netflix, but you can like definitely binge up to then. And now we just have 5 movies. A lot of these are rom-coms.
Yeah.
Most of these are rom-coms.
We have a type. So basically we got 5 movies. Well, this one is obviously everyone in the world like knows this one. It's the To All the Boys I Loved Before series.
The trilogy.
Yeah, so good. Actually, fun fact. The first one came out in like 2018?
We love hearing...
Is he gonna get caught? If you can hear the lawnmower, I apologize.
I really apologize.
I didn't even realize it.
I didn't even notice it until
That's what
now.
happens when you're gonna edit and you're like... But, so, if you guys didn't know, fun fact, I actually thought that Drew was Noah Centineo when I first met him, and I was freaking out because I knew, you know, Noah Centineo from, like, this movie. I freaked out, and I needed to know him, and that's how we've been together. Every person says that he looks exactly like him.
Well, he resembles him a lot. When he was in To All the Boys I Loved Before, we put a picture of him making the same face as Noah Centineo, and, like, they
everyone
really
was just like,
have similarities.
Yeah. Highly recommend all those. I actually haven't watched the third one yet.
I did. It's good.
But
it's good, but like it's cheesy. They're all cheesy, but it's good.
Next is my all-time favorite movie, I think, is Pitch Perfect, which is also a trilogy. The first one's obviously the best one. They can never come back from, you know, the first one. But so good. I could watch it a million times and never get old of it. We actually could, if we wanted to, sing and dance the entire final final performance,
not the first movie.
Not to brag or anything.
All right, and then after that is The Other Woman. My dad actually brought us to see this
when it came out,
and he was not expecting what it was gonna be, and we were all like. But it was just so funny.
It starts up with an intense makeout scene, and we're like 14, like.
Oh my god, that was so good. So yeah, The Other
just so
good.
It's so good. New York lawyer Carly Whittam, which is Cameron Diaz, lives by strict rules when it comes to romantic relationships, but then when she falls in love for suave, handsome Mark King, which is Nicolas Rose Coster
Wow. That's a handful.
She begins an affair with him. A surprise to visit Mark's home reveals that he is married to a devoted housewife, Kate, which is Leslie Mann. Carly and Kate direct their hunt and anger toward Mark when they discover yet a third woman, Kate Upton, caught up in the web of lies. The three join forces for revenge. So good, so good. Next is The Greatest Showman. If you haven't seen that, where have you been?
It's so good. Literally,
it took me forever to watch it, actually.
Yeah, it did take us a little while to watch it, but like once you watch it the first time, you're like, I want to watch it again, and then now
we've watched it so many times.
We know the from now on.
From now, and we will go back home, and we will come back home again. Yeah. If you like Zendaya, if you like Zac Efron, if you like Hugh Jackman, watch this show.
It's so good. Movie.
It's from 2017. It is PG musical.
Okay, I don't like musicals. I am not a musical person, and this was a good movie. I enjoyed this.
Highly recommend. Let me just quickly read this. It is growing up in the early 1800s. P.T. Barnum displays a natural talent for publicity and promotion, selling lottery tickets by the age of 12. After trying his hands at various jobs, P.T. turns to show business to indulge his limitless imagination, rising from nothing to create the Barnum and Bailey Circus, featuring catchy musical numbers, exotic performers, and daring acrobatics feats. Barnum's mesmerizing spectacle soon takes the world by storm to become the greatest show on earth. It literally is amazing. We got one more.
Giovanna introduced us to this one. Friends with Benefits.
If you like Mila Kunis,
and then Justin Timberlake. No, it's not just. It's Justin Timberlake.
I think so. Yeah, it has to be Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so they were in Friends with Benefits together, and they just like worked
it's
well.
Literally the
2011.
The movie is called.
It's Jamie, who's played by Mila Kunis. Is a New York-based executive recruiter who entices Dylan, who's Justin Timberlake, and art director from LA to take a job in New York City. Finding that they have much in common, the two become fast friends. Feeling jaded by a number of broken romances, Dylan and Jamie decide that they are ready to quit looking for true love and focus on having fun. And yeah.
So good. Highly recommend all of those shows and movies. That's our whole list, which was actually a little longer than I thought it was going to be. But, good thing we didn't have more because we were actually going to try to add more. If you want part 2, let us know. If you try any of these and you like them, let us know.
Or if you want specific genres, we will make specific genres. This is just a mixture of a lot of things.
Yeah. If you have any recommendations for us, we need something to watch over the summertime. That is it. Thank you guys for watching. I am Sydney. This is Amber. I'm from Just Cuz. Have a great day. I don't know when this is going to go up.
See you guys later, and have a good one.
Bye.